Hey everybody, it's Rich the Travel Guide and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about the greatest city in the world, the city that never sleeps, the concrete jungle where dreams are made of, you guessed it, New York City. If you're a first-timer in the Big Apple, you're in for a real treat. So many iconic landmarks, incredible food, and enough energy to power a rocket to the moon. But don't be overwhelmed because I'm here to be your guide. We're gonna break down the top 5 things you absolutely have to do in NYC, from classic tourist spots to hidden gems that only locals know about. So buckle up, grab your Metro card, and get ready for an unforgettable adventure. First up, we're kicking things off with an American icon, the one and only Statue of Liberty. I mean, you can't come to New York and not pay a visit to Lady Liberty herself, right? This majestic symbol of freedom and democracy has been welcoming visitors to New York Harbor for over a century. She's seen it all, folks, from Ellis Island immigrants chasing the American dream to tourists snapping selfies with selfie sticks. And let me tell you, she's even more impressive in person. Standing tall at over 300 feet, you can actually feel her presence. It's like, hey Lady Liberty, how's it going? You look amazing. Did you get your hair done? Now you're probably wondering, Rich, how do I even get to this magnificent statue? Well, you've got a couple of options. You can hop on the Staten Island ferry, which is totally free and gives you some pretty sweet views of the statue as you sail by. Or if you want the full Lady Liberty experience, you gotta take the ferry to Liberty Island and Ellis Island. You can even climb all the way up to her crown for some breathtaking views of the city skyline. Just be prepared to climb some stairs, and I mean a lot of stairs. It's a workout, folks, but trust me, it's totally worth it. You'll feel like you're on top of the world. Look, I know what you're thinking, Rich, this Statue of Liberty thing, it's a little touristy, isn't it? And yeah, you're right, it's definitely a popular spot. But there's a reason why millions of people flock to see her every year. She represents something truly special, a beacon of hope and freedom that resonates with people from all walks of life. Plus, the views from the top are seriously out of this world. Trust me, you'll be snapping selfies like crazy and making all your Instagram followers jealous. Alright, next up on our whirlwind tour of New York City, we're trading in the skyscrapers for some greenery. That's right, we're headed to Central Park. This iconic park is not just a green space, it's a cultural and historical landmark that has been a part of New York City's fabric since 1858. This massive park smack dab in the middle of Manhattan is like an oasis in the concrete jungle. It's a place where you can find a moment of peace amidst the hustle and bustle of city life. Seriously, it's huge. 843 acres of trees, lawns, ponds, and everything in between. It's a marvel of landscape architecture designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux. You could spend an entire day here and still not see it all. From the Great Lawn to the Ramble, there's so much to explore. It's the perfect place to escape the hustle and bustle of the city and just chill out. Whether you're looking to relax with a good book or have a fun day out with friends, Central Park has something for everyone. You can take a leisurely stroll, have a picnic, people watch, or even rent a rowboat and pretend you're in a romantic comedy. The park's serene lakes and picturesque bridges make it a perfect backdrop for any activity. Now, Central Park isn't just about relaxing and enjoying the scenery, although that's definitely a big part of it. The park is also a hub of activity and entertainment. There's also tons of stuff to see and do. From cultural events to recreational activities, the park is always buzzing with energy. You can check out iconic landmarks like Bethesda Fountain, Strawberry Fields, which is a tribute to John Lennon, and the Central Park Zoo, where you can see a variety of animals and learn about wildlife conservation. Catch a free concert or Shakespeare in the park during the summer. These events draw huge crowds and are a testament to the park's role as a cultural epicenter. Or rent a bike and explore the park's many winding paths. It's a great way to cover more ground and see different parts of the park. And if you're a sports fan, you can play some frisbee, basketball, or even join a game of soccer. The park's open spaces are perfect for all kinds of sports, or even go for a run. The park's numerous trails are a favorite among joggers and runners. Just watch out for the joggers, they're serious about their fitness in this city. It's a common sight to see people running at all hours of the day. With so much to see and do in Central Park, it can be tough to know where to start, but don't worry, I've got you covered. So here are a few of my personal favorites, just for you guys. These spots are must-sees, and will give you a great taste of what the park has to offer. First up, you gotta check out the Bethesda Terrace and Fountain. This area is not only beautiful but also rich in history. It's one of the most iconic spots in the park, and for good reason. The terrace offers stunning views, and the fountain is a popular meeting spot. The architecture is stunning, and the fountain itself is just magical. It's a great place to take photos or just sit and enjoy the view. Next, make your way over to Strawberry Fields, a beautiful memorial to John Lennon. This area is a designated quiet zone, perfect for reflection. It's a peaceful and reflective spot, perfect for taking a moment to yourself and listening to some Beatles tunes. The Imagine Mosaic is a must-see. And finally, don't miss the Bow Bridge. This cast-iron bridge is one of the most photographed spots in the park. This picturesque bridge offers some of the best views in the park, especially during the fall when the leaves are changing colors. It's a sight to behold. It's the perfect spot for a romantic stroll or a photo op. Whether you're visiting with a loved one or just want to capture the beauty of the park, Bow Bridge is a must-visit. Alright folks, buckle up. We're heading to Times Square, the beating heart of New York City. It's like stepping into a real-life video game, but instead of pixels, it's just a million people and flashing lights. You know those crazy New Year's Eve countdowns you see on TV? That's right here. This place is buzzing 24/7, 365. You've got Broadway shows, giant LED screens, and enough energy to power a small country. Seriously, it's like someone took every billboard in America, cranked them to 11 and said, let's put them all in one place. And you know what? It totally works. It's overwhelming in the best way possible, so grab your selfie stick because you're going to want to capture this. Now you can't talk about Times Square without mentioning the characters. And no, I'm not talking about Elmo and Spider-Man, although they might be hanging around too. I'm talking about those larger-than-life personalities you'll only find here. You got your breakdancers, your street performers, your superheroes posing for pictures, it's a whole thing. And hey, if you're lucky, you might even bump into a celebrity or two. But seriously folks, tip your performers. They bring the energy and the heart to this concrete jungle. Just remember, this is their office, so be cool, take a picture, drop $1, and enjoy the show. Don't think Times Square is just a sensory overload though, it's also a gateway to some of the coolest spots in the city. We're talking Broadway baby, just a hop, skip, and a jump away, you can catch a Tony Award-winning show and be blown away by the talent. Trust me, it's way better than watching Cats in your living room, no offense to Cats fans. And hey, if musicals aren't your thing, no worries. There are tons of restaurants, comedy clubs, and even museums nearby. You've got Ripley's Believe It or Not, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, and the M&M's store, which is basically a museum dedicated to candy. So yeah, Times Square really does have something for everyone. Alright folks, buckle up for number 4 on our NYC hit list, the Met. And no, I'm not talking about the Mets, though a game at Citi Field is a whole other awesome adventure. We're talking about the Metropolitan Museum of Art, a place so big, so packed with treasures, it makes King Tut's tomb look like a studio apartment. Seriously, this place is massive. You could spend a whole week here and still not see everything. But don't worry, I'm here to give you the inside scoop on the must-sees. First up, the Egyptian collection. We're talking mummies, sarcophagi, hieroglyphics. It's like stepping right into an Indiana Jones movie. And hey, if ancient Egypt isn't your thing, no worries. The Met has something for everyone. From European paintings that'll make your jaw drop to ancient Roman statues that'll make you say, that's one ripped toga dude, it's a whirlwind tour through art history. Pro tip, grab a map folks, trust me, you'll need it. This place is like a maze, but instead of dead ends you find priceless works of art. And hey, getting lost in a museum, that's kinda cool, right? Now let's talk masterpieces. You gotta see the big guns, right? First up, the Egyptian Temple of Dender. They literally brought this entire temple from Egypt piece by piece and rebuilt it inside the Met. Talk about dedication. Next, we're hopping over to Europe for a little Starry Night action. That's right, Van Gogh himself is hanging out in the Met, and let me tell you, that painting is even more mesmerizing in person. Don't forget your selfie stick for this one. And hey, if you're feeling fancy, swing by the Impressionist Gallery. Monet, Renoir, Degas, they're all there just chilling with their brushstrokes and their water lilies. It's enough to make you want to grab a beret and start painting, you know? Oh, and before I forget, the American Wing is a must-see too. They've got everything from colonial furniture to iconic paintings that'll give you a whole new appreciation for American art history. Okay, all this art appreciation is working up an appetite, right? Good news, folks, the Met has got you covered. Head up to the rooftop garden for some stunning views of Central Park and a bite to eat. Talk about a lunch break with a view. They've also got a bunch of cafes inside the museum if you need a quick coffee or a pastry to keep your energy levels up. Because let's be real, navigating the Met is a marathon, not a sprint. And hey, if you're feeling fancy, you can even grab a fancy meal at the dining room. It's a bit on the pricey side, but hey, you're at the Met. Live a little. So there you have it, folks, the Metropolitan Museum of Art. A must-do for any first-time visitor to New York City. It's a whirlwind tour of art history, culture, and maybe even a little bit of exercise, depending on how lost you get. And remember, every corner of the Met holds a new surprise, a new story, and a new piece of history waiting to be discovered. So take your time, soak it all in, and enjoy the journey through one of the world's greatest museums. All right, folks, for our fifth and final must-do activity in New York City, we're taking a stroll on the iconic Brooklyn Bridge. This isn't just any ordinary walk, it's a journey through time and a feast for the eyes. And let me tell you, this ain't your average walk in the park, folks. It's an experience that combines history, architecture, and some of the most breathtaking views you'll ever see. This is a walk through history, a walk through stunning views, a walk through, well, you get the picture. Every step you take is a step back in time and a step closer to some of the most iconic sites in New York City. Built back in 1883, this bridge is a true engineering marvel. It's a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. I mean, can you imagine building something like this back then? The sheer scale and ambition of it are mind-boggling. No power tools, no fancy computers, just pure grit and determination. These workers faced incredible challenges and yet, they persevered. These guys were the original superheroes. Their hard work and dedication are etched into every stone and cable of this magnificent structure. But enough about history, let's talk about the experience. Walking the Brooklyn Bridge is like stepping into a living postcard. As you stroll across the bridge, you'll be treated to breathtaking views of the Manhattan skyline, the Statue of Liberty, and the East River. It's a visual feast that will leave you in awe. Seriously, it's enough to make you want to burst into song, you know, like in one of those cheesy musicals. The views are just that inspiring. Pro tip, try to go early in the morning or later in the evening for the best lighting and fewer crowds. The golden hour light makes everything look magical. Trust me, you don't want to be stuck in a selfie stick traffic jam on the bridge. It can get pretty crowded during peak hours. Now, you've got two options for your Brooklyn Bridge adventure. You can start in Manhattan and walk to Brooklyn, which gives you a fantastic view of the city as you approach it, or you can do it in reverse, starting in Brooklyn and walking towards Manhattan. Both ways offer amazing views, so it really just depends on your preference. Either way, you're in for a treat. If you start in Manhattan, you'll be walking towards the Brooklyn Bridge Park, which is a great spot to relax, grab a bite to eat, and soak in those skyline views. The park is a perfect place to unwind after your walk. Plus, they've got a carousel. It's a delightful surprise that adds a touch of whimsy to your visit, because who doesn't love a good carousel ride, right? It's fun for kids and adults alike. Starting in Brooklyn gives you that iconic view of the Manhattan skyline as you walk, which is pretty darn spectacular. It's like watching the city unfold before your eyes. The skyline views are especially stunning at sunset. And hey, if you're feeling adventurous, you can even keep going and explore the trendy neighborhoods of Dumbo and Brooklyn Heights. These areas are full of charming streets, unique shops, and great eateries. No matter which way you choose, be prepared for a bit of a workout. The bridge is about 1.5 miles long, so wear comfy shoes and bring some water. You'll want to stay hydrated, especially on a warm day, but trust me, the views are totally worth it. Every step offers a new perspective and a new photo opportunity. Now, the Brooklyn Bridge isn't just a pretty face, folks. It's a symbol of New York City's resilience, ambition, and that never-give-up attitude. It's a reminder that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. The bridge stands as a testament to human spirit and determination. And hey, if you're feeling really inspired, you can even rent a bike and cycle across the bridge. It's a fun and active way to experience this landmark. Just try not to get distracted by the views and crash into someone, alright? Safety first. Always be mindful of pedestrians and other cyclists. So there you have it, folks, the Brooklyn Bridge, an iconic landmark, a photographer's dream, and a must-do activity for any first-time visitor to New York City. Just remember to wear comfy shoes, bring your camera, and prepare to be amazed. The Brooklyn Bridge is more than just a crossing. It's an experience that captures the essence of New York City. There you have it, folks. The top 5 things to do in New York City for first-time visitors. From the Statue of Liberty to the bright lights of Times Square, the artistic wonders of the Met, the green oasis of Central Park, and the iconic Brooklyn Bridge, we've covered it all. Make sure to hit these spots and you'll have an unforgettable trip. And hey, if you stumble upon any secret speakeasies or hidden pizza joints, be sure to let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more travel tips and guides. Until next time, folks, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep on keeping on.